Today is a huge day for me. It's Halloween 2024, and I've decided for the first time in 30 years to stop dyeing my hair. This is massive for me because I've identified with my colored hair for the majority of my life. I'm 44, I'll be 45 next month, and I've spent 30 years with brightly colored hair, which I love, absolutely love. The reason I'm stopping is I'm starting to go really, really grey. So this whole area is white, and then this area is quite dark. And then there's a lot of kind of salt and pepper through it. You can see this is really white. And I was really, really unsure how I was going to feel about doing this. I went to see my hairdresser today, who is phenomenal. I'm very, very lucky. My hairdresser's been working with me since he started, since 20 years, I think he's been working on my hair. So it's a very easy relationship that we have. And he has grown and changed with me through half my life, which is really quite beautiful, isn't it? So we've put in, up till now, this has all been shaved. And we've put in this step because I'm also at the same time going to grow out some of this length, particularly because this is still quite dark. So I think it's going to look quite good. And then here, I think it'll allow this kind of white silver to come through. I don't know what to expect. It's still edgy. We're still there. It's not normal hair. I don't want normal hair. I'm not a normal person. I don't fit into that mold, and that's still really important to me. But isn't it funny that as a woman, and maybe it's the same for men, full disclaimer, I am a woman, I identify as a woman, so that's the point of view I'm going to come from. But isn't it funny how much we tie into our identity? And it's been kind of driving me nuts. Wrong. My hair grows crazy fast. Okay. So I think this is just a couple of weeks growth. So to be honest, we're gonna, even this bit that is now not very long will be long enough to probably sort of slick back by just after Christmas, I reckon, which, I'm lucky for that. And of course, it's only hair dye. I can change it. I can decide to re-dye it. And it's crazy to me that this feels like such a bold thing. I've spent my whole life covered in tattoos and brightly colored hair, red eyebrows, being super alternative. And then I've had a massive period of growth over the last 4 years where I kind of realized I was at rock bottom in my life and I needed to rebuild from the inside out. So I worked on my self esteem, my self confidence, my self love, all things that from the outside you would think that I had buckets of. I was in a very abusive relationship, got out of that. A ton of things happened, right? To instigate that change in my life, to make me feel like something needs to change. And I have. I've done that. I've done deep, deep work. And I imagine I'm going to keep on doing work through this transition for quite a while. And then there'll be another transition because that's life, right? We're constantly growing and evolving. So for someone, me, who has worked tirelessly on trying to dissolve the ego, trying to come at things from a very pure place, it's just been kind of weird to me the last few weeks coming to this decision. And that's all it is. It's just a decision that I no longer want to dye my hair. And it's for a few reasons. One, I can't be bothered. If I'm really honest, it takes up too much of my time. Right now, I'm really busy building two amazing courses. One is for the corporate workspace, health and wellness, growth. And one is an absolute passion project of mine that I have been working on for the last probably 2 years. And that is a group for women to come into, get free education, get free support, kind of like a digital version of sitting around the campsite with the elders, with the young women, and everybody's exchanging stories and wisdom and information and advice. And we can all learn and love and live and grow together. Okay, so I'm working on that right now, and it is so important to me that I'm trying to trim the fat off anything I spend time on that doesn't feel that important. Okay, so my kids, super important. My health, super important. Sleep, super important. I'm very bad at it, so I need to put a lot of work into it. And working on my passion project and building this amazing community, super important. Working on the financial side of my business, super important. All of these things are very important. Dyeing my hair, not important. to me now anymore. And I'm not judging or being disparaging. I have dyed my hair for 30 years and I've loved it. And up until 3 weeks ago, I would have said I will always dye my hair. Always. And maybe when I've grown all this out, what I was talking to my hairdresser about is that all of this white will actually pick up temporary color really well. So, what I think I might experiment with when this has grown out is using crazy colors or directions or anything like that and just running it through my hair so that the white picks it up. So, kind of in my head, I've got this idea that I'll have this kind of dark hair with peppered with splashes of color, right? Where the white has picked up the color. Maybe I'll grow this out and I'll just think this is amazing. Don't need colored hair anymore. But it's been such a massive part of my life that I looked up support groups. That's nuts. I looked up support groups for how to transition to grey hair. And not everybody in groups has had colored hair, but millions of women, and I'm sure it's the same for men, have been dyeing their hair ever since they started to go grey. So a lot of women dye their hair to cover up the grey, which is not me. I've been dyeing my hair since I was 14. Definitely wasn't grey at that point. It's been in the last few years that this has happened, probably with the tremendous amount of stress that I was under when I began this new evolution of myself, this new transformation. And, a load of stressful things happened to kick that off. And I'm very grateful to those things because I love where I'm at in my life right now. But it's interesting to me that we have so many support groups available for women who want to transition out of constantly dyeing their hair. Now, it's a ball ache dyeing your hair. It's super toxic. It's super expensive. It ruins your hair. I mean, saying that, I'm very good at it and I'm very good at looking after my hair. So even with this, it's a salon dye that bleaches and colors at the same time. So you would expect my hair to be trashed. I've trashed my hair one time in 30 years where it literally melted. That's a whole other story. But isn't it interesting that 2024, we are in a situation where women, possibly men as well, feel the need to gather in support groups in order to facilitate them returning to their natural color, which is graying, white, silver, salt and pepper, whatever that looks like. What an experience. I'm feeling super blessed that I feel confident enough to do this. Also, it's not only about confidence, right? I'm actually kind of excited for the grey, the white, the silver. I'm quite excited to see like this. I kind of thought I was going bold. I'm not going to lie. But apparently there is hair there. It's just white. I don't know. My hairdresser has told me today that I don't need to worry. There's plenty of hair. It's just white. Really interesting to me because that looks bold. Does that look bold to you? It looks bold to me. We'll see what happens when I grow it out. If I have no hair there, then we have our answer, don't we? If you have transitioned to grey, silver, natural aging hair, or you went grey, silver early, or you're concerned about going grey, or maybe you've never dyed your hair and you're just embracing the natural changes, I would love to hear from you. Genuinely, this isn't some like weird clickbaity comment here to boost my video kind of thing. I don't care about that at all, but I would love to hear from you, which probably means leaving a comment. The community that I am opening will be on school. It's going to be free in the beginning, and it's going to have courses on self-love, self-care, personal growth. It's going to have guest speakers. It's going to have a community of other women where we can all come together and talk, and we'll have a weekly live video with coaching and just a place for us to gather and be together. So if you're interested in that, also let me know, which at the minute is going to be putting a comment in the chat. However, I will link underneath this to the community when it's open. It's not open yet, so I have nothing to link to right now. I mean, I have a page that I'm building. When it's built, I'll link to it. If you are interested in this kind of thing, in spirituality, in personal growth, in anything to do with just living life as a woman, as a self-aware woman, and you have ideas for what things you would like to see within a community, what courses you'd like to see, what speakers, what functions, what kind of a vibe you'd like, again, I'd love to hear from you. And again, it's also not a clickbaity type thing. I just want to build the best community I can build, because 4 years ago, when my life was broken and I had to learn how to love myself and I had to take myself on dates, which I actually did. If you go to TikTok, you can see footage of it. I filmed it and documented it. And I would love to build the kind of community that I would have loved to have gone in at that stage where I was extremely vulnerable. And I needed to learn. I needed to learn how to trust my intuition, how to trust my instinct, how to rely on myself, how to love myself, how to be happy just by myself without anything or anyone, so that I could give that love back. And that's what this community is for. It's a place for people to share, right? Professionals and regular women to come together and share. So if you have ideas, please let me know. And if you don't want to comment, then if you go to my YouTube blurb, there's other ways of getting in touch with me. You know, you can send me an email, you can find me on one of the other social apps. This really is nothing to do with the algorithm, and all about me wanting to talk to other women about transitioning to naturally fading hair, graying hair, silver hair, salt and pepper hair, however you want to talk about it. And also me really passionately, from the bottom of my heart, wanting to know what would be valuable to have in this community that will be free for the first few months. And when it's up, I will post it and everyone can come in. So this is not about money, likes, or anything. Please contact me in any way at all that you feel comfortable if you have anything to add into any of this. As always, guys, have the best day.